この世界の構造はとても複雑で、私たちが定義する光と闇を具現化したものは存在しなかった。でもそれを定義するものがこの世界に来たことで、この世界にも私たちの定義する闇が現れた。
Oh my god. Okay, so we got some Union Key characters there. Oh shit! Oh, that's awesome. That dark side looks awesome. Multi-platforms at launch. Which I kind of expected that. That, I don't know, I'm kind of, let me see, I gotta watch that again. I have to, there's too much going on too quickly.
この世界の構造はとても複雑で、
Structure of the world is incredibly complex. At first, there were no manifestations of what we know as light and darkness. Our arrival here brought those concepts with us. Ah, the darkness given physical form only after we defined it. That dark side heart looks amazing. That's definitely Hades there with Donald and Goofy. Okay. The colors look amazing. Here's the thing with this fight sequence. I mean, it looks like typical Kingdom Hearts, right? It looks just like Kingdom Hearts 3. It doesn't, it's not, there's no real difference here. Really? Okay, okay, this was what I was going to point out. When I first watched it, I didn't notice that there are NPCs back here. There's like 3 of them, or 4 of them. Yeah, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. The fact, like, I get if there's heartless and creatures around that, like, monsters and stuff that, like, people would probably run. But, like, this is supposed to, obviously, it looks like it's in Japan, right? And there's lots of people in Tokyo, or in that section, or wherever the hell this is supposed to be. And so, I mean, you see all the cars, right? Like, even if you include the cars, there's got to be at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I mean, there's so many cars in this picture. If there's one driver in each car, there's there's at least 10 to 15 excuse me, NPCs. So, where is everybody? That's my question, right? And obviously these 4 that are standing there are just standing there. So, I know the game's in progress. This is a teaser trailer. I'm sure we're going to get more, and they're probably still working on it. But I would hope that there would be more NPCs in the world to make it feel like people are living there. I know this is supposed to be Quadratum, which is like or not Quadratum. I can't really remember. I think it's Quadratum, yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong, I don't remember. But I know this is like the realm between, right? So, this is where you go when you die, essentially. But there's obviously people living here. We've seen them. They're running around, whether they're living or they've died and they're living in the realm between. Either way, there's people here. So I would hope that it feels like there's people, because to have a massive city and barely anybody around, which Kingdom Hearts 3 had, like when you go to most of the worlds, and there's an explanation for the majority of the worlds, you can explain it away like there's not a lot of people for one reason, but the biggest one that irritated me was Big Hero 6 in San Francisco. There was no NPCs barely, and you're just running around the streets, and the streets are just empty. And that's one of the areas where it seemed rushed to me. Like, it seemed like they didn't care enough to put a lived-in environment, you know? And so hopefully they make up for that in Kingdom Hearts 4, and that they add some more NPCs, because they obviously see them. There's some here, but like there definitely needs to be more than just 4 people standing there. And then you have like, I mean, this is awesome. The keyblade with the keychain, the gold keychain, you know, attacking essentially. Like, that's pretty cool. These heartless are, I don't know if these are heartless or not, but what the girl in the beginning said, and I don't know who that is, because I did play some of Union Key. I didn't play any of Dark Road. I played a little bit of Union Key. I'm not super versed in the story behind that, but I'm pretty sure a lot of these characters we just saw are Union Key characters, and some Dark Road. And so I believe that's probably, it might be a new character, but I'm pretty sure she's probably from Union Key. And it seemed like what she was saying was that this world, the realm between, didn't have any heartless, or there was no good or evil until they showed up there. And then once the Keyblade masters and bearers and stuff showed up there, that's when the heartless started coming. So that's pretty cool, though. This whole fight sequence is pretty dope. I mean, it's nothing new, really. I mean, there's a little bit new, like that's new, and I mean, it's slightly new, right? We've seen powers like this before, similar abilities. It's just they look a little bit better. This fight looks like it's going to be awesome. They didn't give us much. It's very, very little, but at least it's something to show us that they're still working on it, you know? Like, it's not, they haven't forgotten about it. And I'm sure that now that Final Fantasy VII, I mean, we're more than halfway to Final Fantasy VII, so just a little bit more than halfway. So I'm pretty sure they're pretty much probably done with 7, and they're probably full on working on this at the moment. I hope that this dude looks like Luxord. This guy right here. That looks exactly like Luxord. So it'd be interesting to see if it turns out that is Luxord. Because if it's not, it looks just like him. Which I know Tetsuya Nomura makes a lot of his characters look the same, like, you know, Xemnas and Riku, and a young Xehanort and Riku look very similar, so obviously but the explanation for that was obviously the nobodies and the heartless and everything, but this looks like Luxord, in my opinion. This looks like I don't think this is Riku. It looks like young Xehanort to me, but it could be Riku. My wonder is, are we going to see Kairi? Are we gonna? I mean, obviously they showed Donald and Goofy in there, so I know we're probably gonna see them at some point. Are they gonna like in the game? Is it gonna be all in the Realm Between or Quadratum, or is it going to be partially there and then some of it will be? And I mean, the trailer definitely is hype because it opened. They didn't show us very much, so it basically just opened it up for like a ton more questions. Like obviously we know now they're working on it actively. It looks great. Hopefully, my only complaint was that I just want more NPCs in the background. I want it to feel like when you're fighting and stuff that there's people around you in an open world, like kind of similar. I'm not comparing them in any way, but like when you're playing most, like for example, Marvel Spider-Man, there's NPCs around, right? Because New York City people live there, and so I would imagine, especially given the fact that you're in a city here, there needs to be some of that, at least a little bit. Kind of like Final Fantasy VII, right? Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. When you walk around the major cities, there's NPCs around. So I would expect the same thing here. But other than that, it looks amazing. I'm super excited for it. At least I know it's going to come out soon, hopefully. They're actively working on it. This is the second trailer, so we know it's going to be soon. Because when we got the second trailer for Kingdom Hearts 3, it eventually, like within I think it was like 2 to 3 years, we ended up getting the game. So at least we know. I would imagine it's probably going to be 2028. But if we're lucky, maybe it'll be late 2027. Who knows? Are these heartless? I can't really tell if they're heartless or not. I mean, that one definitely is. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're definitely heartless. I'm glad they went back to the black and purple and with yellow eyes and stuff, heartless, because I liked the dark when in the remixes they made them all colorful and stuff, and I don't know, I like the original version of the heartless. I like that, like they're supposed to be darkness, right? So they should be dark. And I'm assuming this is the beginning part of the game, and it looks like Sora hasn't lost his abilities, even though he passed and went to the realm between. So it looks like you still have a lot of your main abilities and powers, which is good, because I was starting to get sick of every single game Sora somehow loses all of his abilities. I mean, I get they want you to start off again, because otherwise if you start powerful, then, but they could start you off with your abilities, and then that you had in the last game, and then they can just make the enemies a lot stronger, right? More powerful. You would imagine that as you progress, you get more powerful, but the enemies also get more powerful. I mean, we got some NPCs there. Let's see, where was Donald and Goofy at? That was such a quick clip that it was kind of hard to see them. And that was Strelitzia, I believe, which was she's from Dark Road. Oh no, she's from Union Key. This dude, I'm pretty sure, is from Union Key. That dude is from Union Key. That, I'm pretty sure, is Luxor. That's, assuming the Master of Masters, or, I forget the other guy's name. Oh, I just missed him. There we go. So yeah, so obviously Donald and Goofy, it looks like they're in the underworld looking for Sora, and then Hades comes. So yeah, I'm super excited for this. I can't wait till we get more. Obviously, I want to see what the worlds are. My hope, the one thing I miss about Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 that they didn't do in 3 was, number one, there wasn't a lot of worlds. Yes, the worlds were a lot bigger, but there wasn't very many of them. And then on top of that, there was no surprises. I remember in Kingdom Hearts 1, every world was a surprise, because we didn't really, when it came out, nobody really knew what was going on and what to expect. And then in Kingdom Hearts 2, you had multiple surprise worlds, some of them within worlds. So you had like Timeless River that was inside of Disney Castle. So not only did you get to go to Disney Castle, but then you got a surprise while you were there. You got to go to Timeless River and see a different, like, animation style and play in that world and everything, which was amazing. I never forget the first time I played it. And then when you went to Hollow Bastion or Radiant Garden, which it eventually became, you go into the master computer and you get transported into Tron. And that was a surprise world that nobody expected. And then you get Pirates of the Caribbean, which nobody expected, because up until that point, they'd only done cartoons. And so then you end up in Port Royal and Pirates of the Caribbean, and you see, animation. Obviously, they're still animated, but like that's based off of a live action movie. And so, we got that in Kingdom Hearts 3 again, but that wasn't as much of a surprise because they had already done it before, So what I'm hoping for Kingdom Hearts 4 is that they do some worlds within worlds again and do some surprise worlds. Like I don't want them to tell us all the worlds that are going to be in it. I want to see some of them, and I want there to be a couple of surprises where we're not expecting what we get, So we boot it up and we play the game, and then we end up going to a world like, Radiant Garden or something, and then while we're there, there's like another world that we enter where it's a complete surprise we weren't expecting. That was the best part about Kingdom Hearts 2 was the surprises. But yeah, I mean, I'm super excited for this. At least we know it's on its way. We know that they're working on it, and hopefully we can get the game soon. And I'm just like I just can't wait. I'm probably gonna play the shit out of this game when it finally comes out. If it does end up coming out the same year that Final Fantasy does, I probably will just hold off on playing Final Fantasy until after Kingdom Hearts, because I can guarantee you when KH4 comes out, that is going to monopolize the majority of my time. Like, that's just the bottom line, because I love this series. I've loved it since I was, a preteen, like when it first came out, and I have just I just love the series. I like every inch of me, like every part of this game speaks to me. And it was just, I was super disappointed with KH3. I took off like a week of work to play it, and I just was let down. It was, it wasn't like, it's not trash. It's a great game, but compared to the previous two, and you can't help but compare it because it's in the same series, it's the weakest of the series. I would even argue in some ways, in my opinion, it's kind of weaker than Birth by Sleep. Like, I liked BBS better than I liked Kingdom Hearts 3. And obviously, BBS doesn't look as good as Kingdom Hearts 3, but the playstyle is virtually identical. But like the worlds and the storyline and the things that happen, a lot of it was a surprise. The only good surprise in Kingdom Hearts 3 that really shocked me and I was super happy about, besides getting to play in obviously Andy's room and Toy Story and stuff, was, which we knew was coming because they showed it in the trailer, was when Donald uses Zeta Flare. When Donald uses Zeta Flare, that like was the greatest one of the greatest moments of my life, because Donald's one of my favorite characters. I know everybody else hates him, but the whole healing thing, guess what? If you go into the settings and change it so that he heals you more rapidly, he will heal you more often. The people that complain about him not healing, it's because they're not changing the settings. So that's a user problem. But I couldn't believe that they gave that essentially made Donald the second strongest black mage in the Final Fantasy or Square Enix universe, essentially. So, yeah, that was a great moment. I love that moment. I rewatch it all the time because it just makes me so happy. But hopefully we get some more moments like that in KH4. It looks amazing. I'm really excited for it, and yeah, I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch with me. And